Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory. We give you peace. We give you honor. We give you blessing. We give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you. The fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I tell you, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I'm just rejoicing in it, and I am glad. I'm glad to be with you on this fine day. Thank you for joining me on today's edition of Yes You, O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. It's a beautiful day in the morning. This is November the 25th in the year 2020. Can you believe that? I'm telling you, this year is pretty near, as my grandfather used to say, pretty near gone. And but we're still here. We're still here, and I'm glad to see you and glad to be alive. I tell you what, I want to appreciate everyone that has made their way into the Lion's Den this morning. Come on, Lions. I'm going to hear you roar. So this is a great time, a great opportunity. I want to appreciate you all for, kind of powering through. You just powered right on through with me on yesterday. Good morning, my cousin Denise. Good to see you. I see that roar. Come on, I'm going to hear you roar. I want to say congratulations. Yes, I want to give a congratulatory shout out. Let me get everything set up here. But as I was saying, yesterday, you guys powered through with me. I have a friend who is gravely ill and in ICU battling. And so I appreciate you all letting me kind of jump off here yesterday morning to attend to that. So I want you all, I know you've been praying. I got phone calls. I had text. I was in the throes and the thicks of things. And so I didn't respond back to you. But please don't think my lack of response was anything less than I was caught up and trying to take care of some things at the time. But your care and your concern did not go unnoticed. I appreciate you. And I'm going to ask that you continue to pray for my friends, pray for my friends' family. And at the end of the day, this coronavirus thing is serious. And we're just lifting up everybody that is going through this phase of life right now. I am so excited that as we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, there were things happening, good, bad. We're going to get to all of that. But before I do, I have to give accolades. I must absolutely, positively. I'm trying to get everything set up here. Y'all see, I'm still trying to get back. This has been a different kind of experience. And as y'all said, I done turned into the side piece. And so I have to kind of massage and manipulate and talk real sweet nothings into my studio's ear, or my studio says, I ain't doing it. But on this fine day, I want to give all accolades to Jams JJ, who won Grandpa Holmes's chair. I want to say congratulations, because you were the first one to hit that chair on this morning. And I appreciate you. That tells me you guys are perched and ready and rocking and rolling and ready to have this conversation with me on this fine day. And I appreciate you for coming in, because we wouldn't be able to have this conversation one-on-one, just me and you, if you weren't here. So I want to say good morning to all of you. Good morning, SK8843. Good morning to the Rebel Inc. Good morning to King Coogee. That's my guy. You guys got to go check out. We want to shout out to King Coogee. He had karaoke on yesterday, and he was composing and writing songs. And I got to hear Jams JJ had a special song that King Coogee wrote for her. I got a chance to hear that song, and it was fresh. It was a fresh cup of coffee. It wasn't no stale. It was a fresh cup of coffee. So I want you all to go check my brother out, because I love him. I love his spirit. Good morning, Beat TD Mom. Good morning, Nathan Lamont. Good morning, Royal Confessions. And I tell you, Royal Confessions keeps me on my toes. Yes, she does. I appreciate every last one of you. And I see some of you have not come in my chat, and that's okay. I just every morning like to tell you, you're definitely welcome to come in and chat with us while we talk, because I love your input as we have the conversation. You know how we take our coffee. No cream, no sugar. We takes our coffee strong and black, because we gonna tell it like it is. Denise Moore, good morning. That's my cousin up in the Joe. So yeah, we're gonna have a cup of Joe up in the Joe, and I love y'all. Well, here we go. We're gonna get it crack-a-lacking. We gonna get the crackulations going here, and y'all know how I do it. I like to have the music going. And King Coogee, I got you hooked up and ready to go here. I just didn't get you in this morning, but y'all gonna hear some good original. I love it when it's original. That original blend of coffee. You haven't tasted it before. It's something fresh. It's something new. It's gonna be coming at you here before the week is over, but it's coming. Oh yeah, Denise, we talk straight up facts up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. No, I ain't losing my mind. I'm gonna keep all my faculties. Yes, I am. Before I go there, I gotta stop and pause for station identification, because my main corporate sponsor, the Rebel Ink, the rebelink.com. I got some of it on today. As a matter of fact, you see that Rebel, that's the Rebel. I love the Rebel active wear, and I want you to go get you some. Check it out. Yes, the rebelink.com. They got something for you. You better go out there and check it out and get you some. As my friend Monica always says, get you some. Well, I want to say thank you to my other sponsors. Nathan Lamont. I always, this baby every day. I mean, this baby has 100% devotion. And I'm telling you, I appreciate you, sir, for your support of this broadcast platform. BTD Mom, SK, Royal Confessions, yes, Jams JJ. I appreciate all you guys for keeping this broadcast going. Thank you. And we're always trying to bring in something new, always trying to upgrade, always trying to push this thing to the next level. Because again, as I said, we want to be a voice on the internet. We want to be a voice in the nation, in other countries, wherever it's able to go. I know it's all in love, baby, and I love you back. That's my son, y'all. That's my son. I appreciate the ability to be able to talk and share. But even as yesterday, I want to start there, because man, that conversation y'all had yesterday about the village, it was flowing. And I have to believe that even where we had the point of interruption, where it was time for me to go, because I needed to see about my village, and you all were so gracious and kind and letting us loose early with total understanding, love, support, and prayers. Y'all just don't know how I appreciate that. And I feel like that is a large crux of what we are bringing back into the earth right now. The idea that it's no longer just about me, myself, and I, and what kind of money can I make? Is there any green attached to it? What's in it for me kind of concept. But as King Coogee keeps challenging us in our thoughts, where are you living? Where are you living? It takes a village. It takes a village, not only to raise a child, but to live, to support, to love one. I know, SK, village ready. I love you. And you got your lions ready to roar. That is what I believe is going to help us to come back into a level of balance, where we've lost so much balance in this world right now, because Everything is all about me or mine. And if it's not falling in that realm, I don't care. But you guys, there was so much good that was shared and discussed. And I want you to know, this is what I decided to do on my Discord channel. I put a channel in my Discord channel. I put a segment there that's called Lion's Den Inspiration. Lion's Den Inspiration. And as you go out to Discord, I want you to check it out. Right now, you're going to see the poem in there by King Coogee. You're going to see some sayings. SK8843 had some powerful words. I'm going to start drawing from what you guys say over here in this chat and things that come out in this conversation on a daily. I'm going to start pulling that out and putting that in that inspiration, because some of this stuff you all say in the chat, it's too good to let go. It's too good to just have one comment one morning and it's gone. So, I mean, you guys feed me. I have to tell you, it's a two-way street. I hope that I'm giving you something to gnaw on and chew on and feast on. But at the same time, you all have some powerful, powerful input that you're putting over here in this chat. And I said, man, this stuff is just too good to let it go. So when I get tidbits and pieces of things that you all are saying that I feel like it needs to be there for posterity's sake from now until, so that whoever comes on that Yes You channel in Discord, they can get some of these golden nuggets, because these nuggets are good, y'all. This is gold. This is 24 karat. This ain't nothing else mixed up in the stuff you all are putting in here. You all are giving me some 24 karat nuggets. So for those that join my Discord channel, and I pray that many of you will, and one of the reasons why I'm building up that Discord channel, if everything else goes by the wayside, you're going to always be able to hook up with me, find the videos, find the information, find the coming together of a community in that Discord channel. So go on out there. When you see that link pop up, click on it. You are going to be asked for your email, but that's all. It's just a means of coming in and getting everything set up. But again, I want to point you to from, I started it last week, and I sat down after getting that powerful, powerful poem from King Coogee. I said, and even as I told SK8843, she said something on the other week. That nugget was so good, it fed me. I said, girl, send that to me. What you said, just the way you said it, send that to me. And when she sent it, I put it out there on that channel. So go to the Lion's Den Inspiration on that Discord channel, and you're going to find all of these golden nuggets. And who knows, I believe that one day when you have a need and you need that extra pick me up, or you need that extra little pat of encouragement, something to lift your mind, lift your thoughts, something that's been shared over in this chat, I believe is going to bless you. Go on over there in Discord and get in that inspirational channel and feed yourself, because you don't have to go away hungry. Is that all right? Because we got the whole village cooking. Well, I'm talking about the whole village cooking. Good Lord. I got on this morning. They start talking about, if y'all go back up here in the chat, for those that are in the chat, they were talking about greens are done. I said, y'all got my stomach growling and my mouth watering. How am I gonna carry on this show and y'all talking about food and I don't smell nothing cooking in my house, not even a pot of coffee? Can I get a cup? Can I get a plate? Y'all know Thanksgiving is coming up tomorrow, and so the food's gonna be going around, and I want to, if I forget at the end, to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. But somebody here, the spiritual thought leader, I need you to get spiritual and bring me a plate. My stomach is growling. Please bring me a plate. And we got some good cooks up in here. I just want you to know. So as we get ready to go in, as we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, I definitely, I read through, oh, listen, I need some food, Nathan. I need some food. I tell you what, I'm not going to shade. I'm not going to shade, because it's just a reality that's going on. But topping the news this morning, if I was going to bring out how did we get here? Y'all know how we got here. And for that I would shade, but for the reality that there's so many people and so many families that need our love and prayers. The top story today in CNN was that 2,100 people died on yesterday, and that things are projected to get worse from the coronavirus. So it hits real close to home. It hits real close to home right now. And I experienced, as many of you have on the course of this year, during the course of 2020. Come on with that spiritual food. She gave it to me in the spirit. She said, just imagine yourself eating all of that and get it down in your spirit and get it in your shando. Thank you, BTD Mom. I know, Rebel Inc. Lord have mercy. 2,100 people on yesterday. And as I said, and you all understood my departure early on yesterday, I have one in the hospital in ICU here fighting for her life, and we're praying for her, and we're praying for the family and everybody that they be strengthened, because the concern is obviously extremely high. So this is unfortunately the result of when you say something is a hoax. Now, see, I'm gonna have to. I was trying to get through this without shading, but I got to throw some shade. And when I throw shade, I shed light. I don't just throw shade. I shed light. If we could have had a different response from our administration, if we could, I know, BTD Mom, I was trying to get through it, but it's almost impossible to talk about the state of coronavirus COVID-19 right now without throwing shade at this administration, because they just left us out here to fend for ourselves with no defense against this virus, knowing that there was no vaccine, there was no inoculation against it. And again, with this idea, herd immunity, with this concept of just everybody's gonna get it. Let everybody get sick, and whoever makes it. But we cannot deny and denounce the reality, additionally, that some people are making it because they're getting meds in beds when they walked around with no mask. Y'all knew I was going here, didn't you? For those of you that walk Yes You and Friends, y'all know where I'm going. My Yes You and Friends format that we enjoy on Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. where my friends join me. They know my conversation over there. No meds, no beds. So listen, I'm trying to be, as my friends are telling me, no, you can't be like that, spiritual thought leader. The light is so bright, we need shade. Come on here, BTD Mom. It's hard to embrace the reality that you've got individuals that have done everything they possibly can in following, and then you have those that they come in contact who just didn't care. And so now we have this spread of the disease. 2,101 day were lost to COVID-19. That's no small number. That's huge. I mean, you're talking about numbers like when you're in war and you have a really, really traumatic day of war and death. 2,100 in one day. And again, the projection is that it's only going to get worse. Yes, Nathan Daly. It's only going to get worse. Why? As Dr. Fauci, I said he was the prophet that nobody wanted to hear, and he was just laying it out there and telling it. Listen, he said, no cream, no sugar. I'm going to tell it like it tis. We're drinking this coffee strong and black. And the reality of it is, if y'all keep on acting, how you, when you were a kid, and you knew you were in trouble and you were heading that way, but you just couldn't calm yourself down, and your mama would look at us, just keep on. Just keep on. Y'all know that conversation. Just keep on. Because I got something for you. I I got something for you. And as my mama said, wherever you cut up at, that's where I'm going to get you at. I'm going to get them legs. I'm going to listen, I'm going to get it. And listen, coronavirus said, just keep on. Dr. Fauci tried to tell us, just keep on. Just keep on. I got something for you. Dr. Fauci said we're going to have numbers, astronomical numbers that we're going to have to deal with if you all keep running around here clowning like you're clowning. And as I said, when I was out in Cali, they had an interview with a young white sister, and she was really trying to sound the alarm because she said, listen, my family we were amongst the unbelievers, no mask wearing and out there and doing everything because we did not want our rights taken away. And sad to say, I'm one of the only ones left. That is so tragic, and that's a reality. And as was said on yesterday when I shared that story, you know, some lessons you learn the hard way, but baby, you gonna learn them. So at this point, as we go into Thanksgiving, I want to listen. I get up, of course I did this anyway, but I get up every day thankful for life. I get up thankful. Yes, indeed. That's what was said by our old school parents. You know how it was, Denise. They didn't play. I got something for you. You keep on. You know, when you heard that, keep on. And the way they said, you know, as we would say now with authority, put a little bass in your voice. Just keep on. Just keep on. Because I got something for you. I got something for you. Some folks' mama never gave them a credible threat to take them out of this world. And it shows. You know how they, I brought you into this world. I'll take you out. And you knew when mama spoke. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you about my mother. My mother she didn't play. And she when she said, I got something for you, she meant I got something for you. And it was to the extent like the just keep on. Mama wasn't going to keep on with that just keep on. And you could be in a whole nother area where you couldn't see mama, but it was the clearing of the throat. Man, when you heard the clearing of the throat, you could be in Timbuktu, you could be on the other side of the church chapel, you could be down in the basement, but when you heard man, you knew, come on, Denise, and cry at your funeral after I took you out. I'm telling you, you knew just from the clearing of the throat, it's trouble up in here. I better pull myself in. As a matter of fact, since I'm here and we having a little humor about the whole disciplinary thing. Listen, my mom, y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know it stopped all the foolishness, not just some of it, all the fool. You start repenting for your sins. Father God, in the name of Jesus, I know I sinned 5 days ago, but I heard mama clear her throat. I heard mama, and just in case, because you know that was the day when parents had eyes in the back of their head. You'd be doing something and I don't know how, they'd be someplace, come through AMAS. We'd be carrying on our little devilment. You know how you try to get away with stuff. Now I can go here because this really happened. One Christmas, you know, they used to have, y'all don't know nothing about this. They used to have at Christmas time, you'd get the assorted nuts. You'd go to the store and you'd buy the assorted nuts. And they were in the shell. You had to have your nutcracker to get to them. It wasn't no already shelled and already hulled. You had to go get your nutcracker. And at that time, you also had your nut picker. That was just a little skinny little tool that had a little hook on the end that you could stick down in them nuts and you could get the rest of that meat out of that hole. Well, I got my little self together and we had reached our limit and quota, because you know we lived in the day you couldn't just eat everything in the house in one sitting. You know, some of these kids don't know nothing about that. You didn't just eat everything in one sitting, and you had to get permission. You didn't just go up and take everything that you saw. Mama, can I please have some cherries? Yes, baby, you can have some cherries. Mama, can I please have some grapes? Yes, baby, you can have it, but just get a handful. Don't get greedy. Just get a handful, but put some limitations on it. Don't just go crazy and eat the whole bag. Hey, don't forget the usher. Don't forget the usher. They didn't play either, because baby, they get them legs. So this particular Christmas, I wanted some nuts. and I snuck all the way down the stairs. I mean, I was stealthy. I was tiptoeing through the tulips like Tiny Tim. I tiptoed down the steps. I tiptoed through the dining room into the living room or the front room. Some of y'all don't know nothing about them different rooms. I went on in there and got all the way to the end table. Y'all remember they used to have an end table at both ends of the sofa. I got all the way to the end table and I reached, or as some of the old folks say, I reached over into that nut bowl. And right when I got my hand over that bowl, my mama said from the bedroom, "Get away from them nuts." I'm talking about eyes, clairvoyant. They could see. Listen, parental radar was online. She was on point. And I took off running up them stairs like I just seen a ghost. How in the world did mama know? How in the world? Come on, y'all. Just somebody knows what I'm talking about. And some of y'all young folk like, I don't have a clue because I have no idea. But listen, Fauci was my mama. He had radar. His radar was online. Fauci said, if y'all don't act right, Corona got something for you. And we snuck around the country. We took those masks off. We did all of the stuff they told us not to do for those that were caught up in it. And you're taking my rights and you're infringing on me. Listen, we did all of that. Radar. Radar, I'm telling you. And so we had the parental voice of Dr. Fauci. Like my mama was like, listen, y'all, stop clowning or else I'm gonna clown you. And if you cut up, I'm gonna get you right where you cut up. Well, unfortunately, right now, with 2,100 people deceased, and the other, while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, let me pull this up because I want to get the number right, because I think it's 12. I think it's 12 of them jokers right now that are in Congress. Now let me go down and make sure, because I don't want to lie to y'all. I don't want to get the number wrong and exaggerate the case from what it is. But at the end of the day, here we go. 12 Capitol Hill lawmakers now have tested positive for coronavirus in the past 2 weeks. 12 of these jokers that didn't want to believe that fat meat was greasy. They didn't want to believe that Corona was going to get them legs. They didn't believe. Fauci was clearing his throat. I'm trying to get your attention. I see what you're doing. That's what that clearing of the throat meant for anybody that really can't comprehend. That clearing of the throat. Man, I see you. I'm not going to waste another breath to say anything to you, but just be assured, I got my eyes on you. I got my eyes on you and I see exactly what you were doing. Well, Corona was letting Fauci give us the warning and the clearing of the throat. But the Saints didn't want to hear what Fauci had to say. And so at the end of the day, unfortunately, here we are, 2,100 souls on yesterday. And I'm just like this, I'm praying for loved ones and friends that are fighting for their lives on this very morning. And my prayers are going out to them because I want them to make it. I ain't lying. I want them to make it. But as I said to my friends on yesterday, as we wrapped up our conversation after we had gotten the doctor's report, God has the final say. And you just have to leave it in the hands of the Lord. But at the same time, it makes me say, could it be? Could it be? The devil? Ain't nothing but that old slimy devil that made folks disregard the notice and the clearing of the throat and I got something for you. And the warning all day long that was saying, I need you. Listen, ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Now folks have to deal with the consequences. So I want to encourage you in the midst of all of this, be safe, be diligent. I want you to be diligent, even as you are celebrating and having all of the joy of fellowship of what Thanksgiving is really about. I watched a video on Channel 19, and they were really chronicling how we ended up in this commercial. I love you too. I love you too. How we got here in this commercialization, and they said it really came out in the 70s. And again, as we already knew, it came from a place of really feeling like we needed to commercialize this last quarter and make the money. Gotta get the money. Get Uncle Scrooge's money. We gotta get the money. And so we commercialized this thing to such an nth degree. And it was not until when Thanksgiving became so commercialized and blown up the way that we found it blown up through the media, through the pushing. And listen, we don't always have to keep up with the Joneses, but that's how they're able to push so many things into the purview of changing the narrative of even how we celebrate. And I know some of y'all cooks, y'all tired right now. Some of y'all start cooking. Somebody said my greens already done. Y'all start cooking days before Thanksgiving. Listen, I saw where Jonna CPW said, listen, if you for the first time are trying to cook some cornbread and you starting with Jiffy Mix, just stop. That's what she told y'all to do. That's what she said. I ain't lying on the girl. That's what she said. If Jiffy Mix is how you getting ready to start that cornbread, just stop. So yeah, she done went back. I can unshade right here. She done reached back to some of them old mama recipes. You don't make that stuff out the box. You do that stuff from scratch. So for everybody that's doing that stuff from scratch, now some of y'all have to confess and tell the truth and shame the devil. Yeah, y'all need to go ahead and y'all need to go ahead and shame that little redhead. Cause y'all know y'all cooking out the box. You know you didn't make that thing from scratch. Matter of fact, somebody said they posted up a picture. And Jonna said, and I meant every word. That's how you do it, period. Can I say it like this, Monica? Period. Put the T on the end. You can't get your food out the box or it's the devil's work. Now, you know, I was cracking up because a good friend of my mother's, who's also a very, very good friend of mine, her grandchildren put up a picture of her, and she had gone to the store and obviously bought a cake already made from ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Could it be? Could it be? The devil? Y'all messing with me this morning. Y'all messing with me. Y'all maybe bring my little guy out. But listen, I was cracking up because they had taken a picture of her and she's sitting there looking just as relaxed, just as comfortable, like she done slaved over a hot stove and finally got a chance to sit down and rest her feet, rest them dogs that was tired. And they're sitting behind her in this beautiful cake dish is a cake that she bought from the store bakery. I was cracking up because the grandkids said, she knows she lying. She picture her sitting down in that cake in the background. They said she knows she's lying. So at the end of the day, y'all know y'all can't come up with all of this. Go back and make it like your mama made it. Go back and made it like it came out in the day. But again, I want to say this. Do what you need to do. Enjoy your family. I don't care if you have spaghetti for Thanksgiving. It's okay. It's all right, because it's really about sharing the love and having a good time with one another. Listen, saves lives, saves money, stay safe. Absolutely, SK8843. Because listen, I want you to be here for the celebration that's going to take place next year on January 2020 on the 20th day, and for the things that lie ahead when we start and we see all the fresh and the new. I want you here. I want you here. And so please be safe and take care of yourself. As we come on, there were some interesting things. My phone keeps wanting to go somewhere. I don't know what's going on. Now, I do want to kind of touch on. Thank you, SK, for the biddies. Thank you for the biddies. California, here I come. Why am I going to California? It was reported to me while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. California has paid over $140 million in unemployment claims to prisoners. Listen, in the article, and this is reported by Wall Street Journal. It was reported that even Scott Peterson, after he done killed his wife and unborn child, even Scott Peterson got an unemployment check. Where does that happen besides the United States of America? California, $140 million to prisoners in jail. Well, what the? I know. Now, yes, it was reported to me. California paid $140 million for fraudulent unemployment claims that were made in inmates in the state prison and county jails, according to the state. Now, it's believed that some of those were fraud, where the claims were made by people that were not the actual individuals, but it was made in their names. However, there is some suspicion that some of the money, now this is the part that I'm kind of like giving a little side eye to, because they screen everything that comes into those prisoners' accounts, their money on the books and this and that, the other. I don't know. And maybe do they have an external account somewhere? I don't know. But at the end of the day, $140 million in unemployment fraudulent cases. Come on now. And this is what I do want to say. Now, we'll do as a government things like that. And the one thing I know, SK, it's just maddening. It's just maddening. Now, all of the technology, all of the knowledge, all of the things that we have at our disposal, how do we wind up making stupid mistakes like that in this country? I don't know. But this is what I do know, because I just came from California last week. And as I went to my nephew's place of abode, I saw more homeless shanty towns on those streets of LA than I've seen anywhere. And we weren't even in the area, as he said, of Skid Row. I'm going somewhere. We got 140 million that we can let out of our coffers in fraudulent payouts. Come on. And Flint still can't get clean water. Things that make you go, I got a shade on that. Because those babies that don't have water, 140 million would go a long way. Those homeless people out there in those little shanty towns, 140 million. Yeah, Nathan, 140 prisoners. Meanwhile, people are going hungry and unhoused. But this is my thing. Every time you turn around, the government screaming, I ain't got no money. But we got 140 million to frivolously put out into the economy somewhere, whoever it went to, whether it was fraudulent individuals getting it in my brother's in prison and I'm getting an unemployment check in the name of my brother, or if the prisoners, wherever and however you can push 140 million out of the coffers to God knows where, and we got people dying on the streets from not being able to eat, from being exposed to the elements. Because I don't know about y'all, but yesterday it stormed something else up here in Kansas City, and the day before that, as I was driving to St. Joe, it was sleet and rain the whole way there, and it got worse coming back. Now, I'm saying this for a reason. I'm driving in my car, and this sleet and this rain is coming. Yeah, 140 million. You better get you a sip, Nathan. Get you a sip. $140 million out there frivolously. But while I was driving, the thing that came to my heart and my prayer was, God, for the people that have no shelter. Because there are people right now out there in them streets while this sleet and this rain is coming down, and they have no shelter. Yes, I have to shade. And too many of us, as long as I'm warm, I'm comfy, and I'm cozy, and I can turn my heat up to knock the chill off the house, I'm cool with that. And 140 million going out there frivolously to God knows who, doesn't matter. But to those people on the streets who had to feel the sleet and the rain, that had to try to survive it with no food and no shelter. And we don't care that $140 million went frivolously out there into the community. We got to check our hearts. You know, I said in a post the other day, the coronavirus, listen, y'all want to talk about the virus coming, but when a country doesn't care about the least of these, we don't have to worry about a virus. We sick already. We're already sick. 140 million. I read that story, and I'm going to purport that the Wall Street Journal is a reliable source of sorts. That they didn't just pull this story out of thin air like Fox News. Speaking of, somebody said something on yesterday. I listened to a professor from Boston University, and she's always giving, I listen to her on a daily. She's always giving an update and a daily about government. She's a historian, a well-respected historian, and she does tell it like it tis. It's a white sister, but she got the deets, as my nephew would say. She's got the details, and she does go back and tell accurate history. So I appreciate her, and I do listen to her on the daily. And she started talking about Fox News and some of these other broadcast mediums, and she's fighting for them to bring back the fair reporting, fair something. I know fair's in it. Where you basically had to fact check before you could put stuff out there into the wild blue yonder and all of this insanity that we've seen. And she said, while you all are going to be taking on other causes, that's one of the causes that I plan to champion under this new administration, because we got to go back to being able to have reliable reporting where you can trust at least a tinge of what came out in the news, that is not just made up, fabricated, as they like to say, fake news items that are just out there floating. But she said something that caught my ear that I'd never paid attention to, and she said where to go, where to find it. She said, really, for everybody that tunes into Fox News, she said it makes no sense because they tell you in their they have to do a disclaimer. She said where to go, where to find it. You can get it online, but they have to tell you and reveal that they are entertainment. Judge Jeanine Pirro, entertainment. They have to state in their documentation that theirs is not based on the premise of factual reporting. The whole goal of their existence is entertainment, which means because they've removed this act that she's talking about, where they remove that for the ability to just go out and say whatever they want to say. And I said, my God, we need that, because how much headache could we have missed if 45 had that enacted, if we had that on the book, so he couldn't just come out and say whatever he wanted. No receipts, just come out and say whatever they want to see, whatever they want to say. No receipts, no backing it up. Y'all remember this crazy woman that 45 had for the legal team, Sydney, whatever her name is. Come on, we need to go back. It's all a bunch of mess, flies and that brown stuff in plentiful portions. And if we had this in place like it used to be, and she cited exactly when it was removed, and then if you watch the digression of it, you can see how news reporting, as you had 45 and wanted to make everything fake news. Everything ain't fake news, but we do, and I am calling out Fox News, because she identified that one platform plainly, unequivocally has at its core, it's entertainment news. So for everybody that's your source of getting your information, your 411, think again, baby. Go to some place where the information is legit. And as Monica said, get some receipts. Sydney out there talking about, we got a plethora. We got floodgates full of proof. And you didn't have poof. You didn't have diddly squat. And even Fox News said, and we asked for the receipts, and she didn't have any. And so next thing you know, you got the 45 administration trying to distance themselves, saying we didn't know her. She's not an attorney on our team. Now she's standing by every time they talk about, we put together a stellar team. We put together the dream team, or whatever they were calling them. We put it together. There she stood, but all of a sudden they don't know her. They don't know her. Not her. They don't know her. Because she talking crazy with no receipts. So as was said, let's get back to information. Get your 411. Poof, she's gone. Poof, you heard what I said. So at the end of the day, I want us to understand some of these facts and some of this information. I do believe that Wall Street Journal is somewhat reputable, and 140 million is out there floating in the wild blue yonder. And there you go. I want to unshade, because I want to come here. 16-year-old Emery Pruitt becomes Clark University's first and youngest student. And this sister is a black sister, and they say she's at the top of her game. She is on point. She is cold, and I want to give it up today for, I'm gonna say, now I'm sorry, I laid my hand on the wrong spot. That ain't where I'm trying to go with that. I'm trying to get a cheer. Yes! Get these young folks out there. These young folks, 16 years old, at the top of the game, and she's a beautiful black sister. I am so proud of her, and I'm glad that we're going back to a time and a season where we're really pushing and promoting education with our young folks. Because at the end of the day, listen, Jana CPW got some CEOs on the forefront. They coming. They're lions. These ain't no little lambs. These are lions. Congrats to be young, gifted, and black. Come on, Nina Simone. Sing it. Say it. Speak to me. And this is where I feel that we're really headed back to a day and a season and a time where our young people are coming out stronger and better than ever. I thought I saw, oh my goodness, did I see this? Oh, that's supposed to be a lion. It popped up it was a new one that came up. That don't sound like no lion, so I don't like that one. I'm gonna have to go back and find another one. But anyway, these young lions, These young lions, Wakanda forever. There is nothing that will hold them down. There is nothing that will hold them back. They're coming through. I'm so glad at the age of 16. Y'all hear me when I say we don't have to relegate ourselves to this is the way it's done. You got your 12 years. Baby, if she's 16 and she's ready, turn her loose. If she's 16 and she's ready, let her do her thing. If she's 16 and she's ready, here she comes. Our babies are doing something, and we're going to support them, and it's still going to take that village. We're still going to build a village for that young woman and all of the other youngsters that are out there. And we're going to promote them. We're going to push them. I love the White sisters, all three of them. I appreciate them because they're going to do their thing. And any other young person, if I can get my hands on you, you've got my support to be the absolute best that you can be. And there is no limit at all. Now, here we go. And while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, here I got a picture of one of my white brothers holding his little bitty baby that looked like the baby is not even big enough to maybe walk. And Justin Ross Harris, the parents say that their son accidentally killed their grandson by leaving him in a hot car. I don't know. I'm not going to shade, because the same way I gave some compassion and understanding to our 24-year-old brother that killed the 5-year-old child of his girlfriend while she was in labor. I don't know exactly what's going on here, so I'm not going to say a lot of negativity, but I will say, if we must, can we come to, I know, SK, I know our babies are so valuable to us, and it seems like so much is happening with them. It's nothing new under the sun. But I do feel like, going back to the point of what we were saying on yesterday, village awake, village arise. We've got to help. We've got to do whatever we can. Now, I know accidents happen. I don't personally understand how you get out of the car and leave your child long enough to die in the heat of a hot car. I don't personally understand that. I don't know if it's a matter of I'm thinking I'm just gonna run in here real quick and I'm gonna come back. I don't, but I can't say I fully understand leaving small children unattended. I know anything can happen, and sometimes we think it's just for a hot second. I don't know. It takes a minute to die from heat with a little baby, and not a long time. I'm not. It's just a little bit of time. But if the car is that hot, do I leave the baby in there? I start wondering with our children, do we need to have, and this came up as a conversation on yesterday, and I chose this story again for the same reason that I chose the story on yesterday. This happens to be a white family, but they're still our brothers and our sisters. That baby still is a part of us. Mama Africa, that was my baby. I nursed him with these. So we don't, this is for everybody. How can we help our young people? And I don't know if they're not overwhelmed. I think they are. I don't know if they just don't think all the way through. Sometimes some of our thought processes were by osmosis, that we imitated what we saw our parents do. But I think in today's times, some of these kids that are now having kids are imitating what they saw their parents do, and apparently some of those parents didn't do the best modeling. And I think we need to deal with that. I think we need to be honest about that. And I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm just throwing out different concepts and ideas as to why we see more of this prevailing now than we did. I don't know that it was a common story of small babies being killed by their parents in either accidents of I left my child in the car, or I shook my baby too hard and now they're brain dead, and we lose a life. Again, not saying it was not occurring, but the incidents. Do you pick up the paper every single day and see another incident of a little child's life lost because of some atrocity? Whether it is leaving a child unattended, and some of us have to say, okay, and I can almost hear somebody say, oh man, I left my baby in the car a couple times. I was just running in and running out. I was just wanting, I have to say, I don't recall my parents and the generation ahead of me, wherever they went, that baby was there. When I go, I got the babies in tow. And or somebody that was responsible was watching them. I don't remember, even as far as it goes, where we had a lot of times amongst ourselves where mama, unless we were really of age and responsible, mama's gonna leave us at home for just a quick run to the store down the street or wherever. You're gonna stay at somebody's house. You're gonna have somebody as a sitter, somebody. I'm wondering, what do we need to do with this next generation? Are they overwhelmed? Have we prepared them? Have we given them the tools? I'm gonna say this. Some things we even learned in school. I don't know that we have those same opportunities right now anymore. And not because of COVID. The school has been made to be really the parents. Can I say that? In some instances, the school has been made to become the parents. So it's like they're already doing more. And believe you me, I've been there. I went into the school system and was there with SAT and ACT, contracted in. I went through a period where I was doing substitute teaching. They were having a shortage of substitute teachers over in Kansas, and I went over there, and I finally quit going because it was like, when they found out that I had classroom management skills and could teach the topic, they kept sending me to the classes that were BD, behaviorally disordered. I said, hold up. I'm a substitute teacher. Why do you always send me to these classrooms of the challenge? Where is the teacher? She probably tired. She was probably tired. She's like, I'm sick and tired. I can't go in today. Every time I said, but listen, this is my thing. This is not the only room that you can assign me as a substitute teacher. There are some other classrooms that I can go into. And they were like, but you can handle the kids. They respond to you so well. That class is out of control and you do a phenomenal. I said, look, I'm tired of constantly getting the classrooms of the children that y'all can't control. But I watched and I observed, and sad to say, some of those teachers were at their wits' end because they really did not have any classroom management skills. I also have to pull in the reality that many times those instructors did not look like the kids. And you understand what I'm saying. There's a culture barrier. There's a language barrier for real, because sometimes the kids are saying some stuff and you have no clue what they're talking about. You are absolutely positively clueless. Some of the stuff that they're saying is appropriate and you don't get it. Some of the stuff they're saying is inappropriate and you don't get it. There's a breach and a breakdown here. But at the end of the day, I have to say, I can recall the days and the times where we had different skills that we learned in school that were not just about school. It was application for living. And I don't know that we have the ability to bring and provide. Now, some of y'all teachers out there and some of you administrators, because I know I've got one administrator up in here, and she did administration up until the time that she retired. But I began to see, and even with my church members that had children, I would go to the school, and when they needed, I'd go parents as teachers. They called it the PAT program, parents as teachers. I would go as a parent as teacher and sit in the classroom and teacher, what do you need me to do? Can you take that group over in the corner and can you read with them while I do XYZ with this group, or whatever the case may be? All those teachers, when I walked in that hall and signed up and signed in the office, those teachers got happy. They were, can Miss Stillman come to my room? Can Miss Stillman come to my room? They're very under supported, and they don't have the resources that they need. When I begin to look at them and hear them talk about, I had to buy all the Kleenex tissue, I had to buy all the paper because half the class doesn't have paper to write on, I had to buy the pencils. I mean, this is literally what teachers are doing in the classroom for these children. And I had, thankfully, in my SAT class, I had a grandmother that came up to me and said, Miss, how much do these books cost? Because I want to buy one for kids that don't have one. And she actually went into a scenario where she started going around this. I'm talking about the school system, y'all. I'm talking about the school system. This is not made up stuff. And while we want to blame our kids, we really need to talk to these legislators that keep cutting these budgets, and the budget is always cut for education in Black communities. We need to deal with some of this, because I feel, now y'all can agree with me or not, but this is yes you, old cube, one-on-one, just me and you, and I tells it like it tis. We can talk about these babies that keep dying at the hands of these young people that don't have tools and that are ill-equipped. But we really need to step back and identify, are there some other things that are really missing in this equation? Are there some other things that we really need to stop, drop, and roll to put this fire out? Are there some other things that we really need to talk about? Because there's more going on here than just kids that don't care about their kids and want to see their babies dead. Because at the end of the day, and at my time that I had at the mortuary, working at the funeral home, those young kids, when they come in and see that beautiful little baby stretched out looking like a baby doll, they are tore up. They are devastated. They are without words and without comfort, because they do love those kids, but they don't have tools. Is anybody hearing me? And I think we have to look at the tools in the home, because yes, that's a factor, y'all. Don't blame. That's why I said, while I saw some issues going on in the school, while I understand the cutting of the funding to education and all of that, to where we really cannot effectively teach our children and give them the tools and the opportunities that many of us had, some of us, my age and older, we have to get up off of these kids about what they have and what they know and what they don't know. It's not their fault. If we're not giving them tools, if not giving them the education, if we're not making sure they get the information in the 411 that they need to get out and be productive adults, if we're not getting them the counseling and the therapy, because some of them need counseling. And then I'm going to go here, because I had one young man that I talk to on a regular about showing up for ACT, because if we can get your score to a certain level, the HBCUs, the historically Black colleges and universities, if we can get you to 15, y'all, that's not high. If we can get you to 15 on the ACT, we can get you money. We can get you a scholarship. He told me, I'm not studying this. I said, baby, this is your future. He said, my mama's boyfriend said, I don't have to come. I'm gonna say that one more time for the people in the back. That child told me, my mama's boyfriend said I don't have to come. Yes, SK, we must step up, village. We must demand funding for education. We have to speak up and help them parent. We have to work to do. We have work to do. We have work to do. Now, as much, and I pulled that baby over to the side because he was in a program called Kaufman Scholars here locally, where one of our rich philanthropists left money for inner city children. If they went through this program in high school, they could get money to go to college and get a full ride scholarship. You heard what I said, a full ride scholarship. This baby was in that program. I pulled that baby to the side and I'm gonna unshade. Because at that point, I'm not your ACT instructor. At this point, I'm your mama. Or in this instance, I'm your grandma, because I'm old enough to be your grandma. I pulled that baby as the old folks say, I snatched a knot. Yes, I did. I snatched a knot in that little boy. And I pulled him over to the side, and I might as well get ready, because y'all know we already heard the organ play, and that was my it's time to cool it down. But I'm hot right now. I can't cool it down on this one, y'all, so I didn't stop. Because this is something that's real, and this is something that's near and dear to my heart, because I don't want to come on every day reading about babies that died at the hands of their parents because they don't have tools. Stop blaming the parents. We got to look at the village. Because number one, mama's boyfriend said. Mama's boyfriend said, took me out. I said, look at here, baby. I snatched a knot. I said, look at here, baby. First and foremost, don't ever let me hear anything like that come out of your mouth again. That boy's eyes got big as quarters, $50. He looked scared. Because I guess he thought this woman done snatched me. Now, I didn't put my hands on him, because you know you can't put hands on kids. But I did speak real sternly and firmly to him in the corner. I said, as long as I'm black and as long as I live, don't ever let me hear you say your mama's boyfriend told you anything that dealt with less than excellence. And that's the voice that you're listening to. Now, while I cannot control what goes on in your household, I want you to think about what's happening for you. I'm not talking about your mama. I'm not talking about your mama's boyfriend. I'm talking to you about you. Exactly. It's like those listening to 45 instead of a real doctor. You're exactly right. I said, listen, I can't talk about your mama. I can't talk about your mama's boyfriend. I said, baby, I cleared my throat. The AMAS came out in me right there. The Anna Marie Askew Stillman came out in me right there. I said, baby, forget about your mama. Forget about your mama's boyfriend. I said, I'm talking to you. And you need to pay attention. Come on, Ann. You need to pay attention to what you need in life. Because at the end of the day, whatever your mama has and whatever your mama's boyfriend has, that is not what you have. Because when you get grown, you are going to be on your own. And let me tell you, because I had juniors and seniors, but predominantly seniors. I said in a few months, because he was a senior, in a few months, you're going to be out there competing with everybody else for that job at McDonald's with no education if you keep on at this rate. And who do you think's going to get the job? I said, because as quiet as it's told, there's some college educated people that right now, because they couldn't, because that was the economy was horrible. That's when we had the near about collapse. I said, listen, there are college people that are competing for that McDonald's job. Don't just think you're going to walk out this door and walk into a job in the market that we got going on right now, because folks that have degrees can't find a job right now. So I don't care, and don't ever let me hear you say your mama's boyfriend said, get your hips here to this school. And you know what? I'm going to tell you what. I told you his eyes got big. His eyes got big. And you know we ain't supposed to have no contact because they start talking about sexual inappropriateness. That baby gave me a hug. That baby went to class. That baby made it. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. That baby, because listen, let the babies know, and Mackie D's ain't gonna support you. Come on here. And this is what I'm trying to get us to understand. Sometimes, village, it may not be your child. Okay, it may not be your grandchild. Okay, but it's somebody's child. And Mother Africa, we nursed them with these. Obviously, if you got your mama's boyfriend saying you don't need that and you don't have to go, you need some support and some help that's coming from outside of that household, because obviously whatever's going on inside of that household is off. And so we have Village Arise. We have become so it's more that than you know. It's more than okay. So we get converts one by one. Am I talking to anybody? If it's 50 of them, let's do them one at a time, or get 50 of us. Each one of us take a child. Your mama's boyfriend said you don't have to come. You don't have to pay attention to opportunity for a free ride, a 4-year college free ride to wherever you want to go. You just got to keep your grades up. Who does that? Who says that? Well, you know they're out there. And that's okay. But then somebody's mama didn't tell that child's mama. And oh my goodness, I'm going to say this because I see some names in here that called me on yesterday or text me on yesterday when we got to talking about lonely in your parts. Now y'all going to start talking. Lonely in your parts. Baby, you lonely in your parts and not using wisdom when you bring somebody into your household that tells your child you don't need education, and somebody is getting a scholarship, money, free money that you don't have to pay back, and somebody tells you you don't have to go. That's what lonely in your parts will produce. A boyfriend that tells your child that has an opportunity for a free ride scholarship, you don't have to go. That's what lonely in your parts will produce. And we need to teach these sisters and brothers that lonely in your parts is just for a moment. It endures like the anger of God just for a moment. For his anger endures but for a moment. Because at the end of the day, you are shaping the future of this young life, this young lion forever. And the words of wisdom that you get from your household is that you don't have to go. We got to get up. We got to rise up. And we got to stop passing the buck. And like I said, the teachers are overwhelmed. The teachers are at their limit because they are trying to work with not enough resources. We need to stand up and tell our legislators, stop. And enough is enough. If you can find money for everything else, and if you can put $140 million out there into the universe in a fraud, in inmate and whoever's getting this money. If you can put $140 million out there into the economy, you can take $140 million and put it back in our education program. You can take $140 million and put it back in our schools. Stop telling us you don't have the money. You can't find the money. The money is there. If you can put millions and billions and trillions of dollars into big businesses and corporations, you can give me some money for my babies. Let's start there. But then I want to say to us as parents and grandparents and great-grands, get your babies, and if the school won't do it, you step up and find your village. If you can't do it all yourself, find some connections to network to and get your babies educated. Well, the system will work around the system, create a new system. Maybe this is what you need to do so your parts won't be so lonely. Find where you can do good and put your hands to work. Let's get these babies educated. Let's get their resources into their hands. Let's get something more than shake your shimmy. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. Listen, good for nothing but trying to keep you down. Rise above. We can rise above, and we can rise above. Nothing can hold us down but us. Nothing can hold us down but us. But we're too busy with our own little agendas trying to get our 15 minutes of fame. Trying to get, listen, and I have to say this because I've seen it. It's time for your babies to shine. And some of you parents and grandparents that still, listen, you 50, 60 years old, still trying to be on the rap circuit, trying to get discovered. Give your baby some of those spits. Let them spit it. Let them have their time to shine. Pass the baton. Get the education for your children at school, in the community, at Sunday school. Come on, get your child educated so they can rise. But no, you still trying to get your shine. And I'm not opposed to you getting your shine, and there's no age to stop pursuing your dream. Hear what I'm saying. But listen, baby, you sucking up all the oxygen in the room and your babies can't breathe. Do you hear me? I'm going to say it again. You're sucking up all the oxygen in the room and your babies can't breathe. I believe in self-care. I believe in putting yourself first. I believe in doing everything you can to actualize the fullness of your potential. But if you have children and babies that you're responsible for, you need to give them some oxygen and air to breathe too. You're not the only one in the room. Everybody in the room needs some oxygen. Am I talking to anybody? I'm telling it like it T-I-Z-Tiz. I take my coffee black, no cream, no sugar, because I tells it like it T-I-Z-Tiz. And I see old folks out here pretty near on a cane, still trying to make it big and trying to be the success on TV, trying to be the success in the club, trying to be, baby, sit your tail down somewhere. And give your baby a chance. That's what I'm talking about. Give your baby a chance. I've seen, and I'm telling you, I tell it like a T-I-Z-Tiz. That's why, listen, folks can either like me or dislike me. I don't care, but I'm going to tell it like a T-I-Z-Tiz. At the end of the day, I've seen children with great gift and great potential and great talent, and every time it looks like they're gonna rise up a little bit, mama comes and snatches them back. Mama comes and grabs them. Mama comes and wants the spotlight. Shine on me, shine on. Sit down somewhere. What is it that you can't let your baby shine? Take some of that club money and invest it in your child. Come on, BTD mom. I need us to really look at this thing for what it is. All cups of coffee. I got all kinds of coffee. I got cappuccino. I got French roast. I got everything up in here. Because our children need us, and they need us for more than just, you know what? And some of y'all, sit down, get on away from here. Sit down somewhere. Be quiet. You're getting on my nerves. Talk to your children like they're human beings. Stop talking to your child like your child is a dog. And stop giving everybody else under the sun more time than you'll give your own children. If your significant other loves you that much, they'll love you enough to see about your child. Thank you for the biddies. BTD Mom had one of the most awesome learning centers here in the city. And what do we often run into? Those parents want to come in, drop that baby off, and it's all about them and they boo. When you gonna come back, pick them up? Don't know. Why are you late getting them? Don't know. Didn't go to work today, but you just don't know. Oh, I understand having a break. But listen, responsibility goes along with that little baby. And if we're not instructing and helping our babies to understand these types of things, we are shirking our duties. There's more than a tingle between your thighs. I need you to do something else. When your parts are lonely, there are other things in this world. Thank you for the biddies. I need you to understand there's so much more to life than that little tingle. And then when the tingle produces a child, please take care of them. Please take care of her. Give her some time. Give her some love. Give her some affection. Give him some attention. And boys need hugs and love too. Give it to them. You're getting on my nerves. Some of y'all's children think their name is "you're getting on my nerves." You call them by their name. They don't know that. You're getting on my nerves. You talking to me? Because that's all they ever hear from you is "you're getting on my nerves." Thank you for appreciate you, Barbara. Appreciate you. We need more tools in action. If you can't say anything but "you're getting on my nerves," what do you think you're creating in that child's heart, in that child's mind, in that child's emotions? Children need to be loved. And I know that there's a firm side to loving. But I also know there's a nurturing side. There's a fun side. There's a let's have some physical contact side. You already know. And Monica, you know I always bring in the science, because at the end of the day, when we realize the studies that have shown how you can take a baby and give it no touch and it won't thrive, and take a baby and give it touch and it's thriving and going forth vigorously. Touch is important. Touch your children, and I'm not talking about inappropriate sexual touch. And if you think something's going on hanky-panky up in your house, hanky-panky with your significant other, hanky-panky with your husband or your wife, you need to address it. Hello, King Coogee. We all have access to lotion knowledge, but we all apply and receive it differently. So just because you ashy right now doesn't mean you can't shine later. Your child shine because they applying the lotion and the knowledge that's been provided. Good touch, Jonna. Good touch. Come on. Light now. I need us to understand these babies need something. They need something. And again, the village. Because at the end of the day, I come back and I read these stories over and over and over again of these young children killing their babies on purpose, by accident, whichever the case may be. It's a sad, sad tale. But we can't just blame the kids, y'all. We got to look at, did I give them the tools? Did we as a community give them the tools that they needed to know? My dad used to say it, when people know better, they do better. When people know better, they do better. We've got to step up. Village arise. And you're right, Kuji. Those babies are shining because they're applying that lotion of knowledge that they've been provided. And even to that extent, come on, y'all. Come on. Let those babies shine. Give them all the knowledge that they can. Get the knowledge for yourself. That's good. Get the knowledge. That's great. But listen, don't sacrifice your babies for your pleasure. Hear me when I say it. And I'm talking about all kinds of pleasure. I ain't just talking about tingle. Because some of y'all giving up the babies for the tingle. But some of y'all giving up the babies for whatever it is. The grass is only greener on the other side because they're watering theirs. So water yours instead of watching theirs. Your village can look just like theirs if a little love is given to it. And there you have it. There's no reason. It's not intrinsically because this person has favor and this person doesn't. Their grass is so. Listen, anything that somebody has of value, it takes work. And so I want you to understand, it's not just going to rain down from heaven on your head. You got to work at it. And the same way you work to perfect yourself and your garden, when you have little ones that are assigned to you, and I'm talking to everybody in here because somebody, I ain't got no kids, my grandkids, they all grown. Good. Snatch somebody else's kids and start loving and helping them to grow. Don't ever stop loving on the babies. The babies need us. The babies need love. The babies need counsel. The babies need guidance. The babies need recreation. They need to play. But listen, to the 50, 60, and 70-year-olds, you need to play too. And one of the things that I've seen, and I have seen this, I've witnessed this with my eyes. Older people that stay surrounded by young people live long. And young people love them, flock to them, run to them. We've got work to do. We've got work to do. Now, today I'm going to get my word in today. I know my time is going by, but listen, I told you, I chose these stories on purpose because I don't want to do it. And if you heard me and it sounded like I was tearing down the individuals, then you heard me all wrong. Because what I wanted to not do was tear down these two fathers that now have dead babies. I want to question the village. I want to question the village. What is our responsibility to these young people and their inability and their lack of knowledge and their lack of tools to raise these babies? You can shirk that responsibility if you want to, y'all. But I say it takes a village. I'm going to keep saying it takes a village. And as King Kuji said in his poem, so where are you living? So where are you living? How cut off are you? Have you taken on this country's mentality of me, myself, and I? Us four and no more? Have you taken on that mentality? Have you taken on that approach? Have you taken on that mindset? Because somebody needs you. Somebody needs what you have. Somebody needs you to care. Am I talking to anybody? Well, we're going to close out with the word of the day, and it fits right in with what I'm saying, y'all. The word of the day is rain. Rain. Lions, rise. I ain't talking to the sheep no more. There's plenty of folks out there talking to the sheep. I need to talk to the lions of the tribe of Judah. I need you to roar. I need you to roar. I need you to roar and reign. The time is out for everybody else running our kingdom. And I'm talking about humanity. I'm not just talking about people of color, black folk, these folk, that folk. I'm talking to everybody. One of the things that I begin to think about, and so many aren't living without life. Come on, village. Come on. Come on. Living without a life. Come on, village. Come on, village. Come on. Thank you, Royal Confessions. We need each person in the village to reach full positive potential. Let's help nurture these babies and roar. So many are living without a life, but there's so much out there to do and have. Rise, elevate, integrate, grow, nourish, reign. Oh, listen, all of this is going in. I told you. Go out there to that Discord channel, because you're going to see this again. I'm going to put it in there in Lion's Den Inspirations. These are good words. I need you. Rise, elevate, integrate, grow, nourishment. I need you to reign. That's what he spelled it out for you. R-E-I-G-N. He spelled it out. King Coogee. Rise, elevate, integrate, grow, nourish. I need you to reign. I need you to reign. I need you. The world needs you to reign. I looked at, and I've been watching. Oh yeah, he spelled it out, SK. He spelled it out. That's good stuff. It's going into inspiration. It's going into inspiration in the Lion's Den. At the end of the day, I looked at The Crown and I was watching it. And as I was watching it, I enjoy it. You know, I like history, so you know it's right up my alley. But I enjoy the way they've put it together. The Crown, if you get a chance, it's on Netflix. Go out there and watch it. I'm just now on season 2. But I was like, listen, so many times, honey, light bulbs are dim. It's time to check the wattage. Come on here, Royal Confessions. Confess it. If your wattage is low, I need you to check it. If it's dim, I need you to check it. Check that wattage. I said, I don't know that we even know. We talk about reigning and from the sense of reigning, because we've made it a hierarchical thing. Hierarchy gets to whoever's at the top. That's who reigns. Everybody should be at your top. You should be at your own personal top. You. If it's 15 people, it should be 15 people on their top. It should be 15 people reigning in your world. It should be 15 lions reigning in your kingdom. Lions in your lion den. And then bring those 15 together to make a village together, to make a pride, P-R-I-D-E of lions. Coogee, I need a P-R-I-D-E, pride, P-R-I-D-E, that pride of lions. Come on. Get that pride of lions together. And I said, but you know, so many of us have lived at the bottom in servitude. Servitude to so many things. Servitude to so many people. Servitude even to the tingle. When you can't control the tingle, you're in servitude. Servitude. Servitude to your jobs. Who are you a servant to? What are you a servant to? Think about it, because I need you to reign. Rise, elevate, integrate, grow, nourish. I need you to reign. Be transparent, inspect, and adapt. In the areas where you don't reign and everything and somebody else is in charge, I need you to pay attention. Pay attention. Rise to your place. Get up off the ground. Get out of the dirt. Rise. Rise, Sally, rise. Wipe your weeping eyes. Oh, okay. Anyway, something happened right there. Rise. I need you to get up. And you may need to reframe your thinking. As I watched it and I saw the attitude, even when Queen Elizabeth rose to the throne. Oh my God, we got a female. Come on, take up your bed and walk. You better talk to me, Nathan. You're not crippled anymore. You're not lame anymore. Rise up and walk. So as we got the opportunity for myself to really look at this and see, she was a woman, and that was a challenge. And even how Winston Churchill initially tried to come in, and she was young, that was a challenge. And listen, all of these challenges mean nothing when you are the queen. All of these challenges mean nothing when you are the king. Do you hear me? Even Winston Churchill, prime minister, tried to come in on both scores, and as her femininity and being a queen and at her age, he tried to come in and assert himself over her. And initially she was kind of stunned, and that initial response didn't know how to respond. But baby, he came in one day and thought he was going to assert himself, and she had to tell him, I am the queen and you will do as I said. Now kiss my hand and get out. Thank you for the biddies, SK. Thank you for the biddies. Because there comes a point in time in your life when whoever is coming at you in your reign, in your royalty, and they're coming at you incorrectly, inappropriately, there comes a day and a time when you need to put them in their place, make it clear. And I'm not talking so much about, oh my God, I got to find some kind of way to be negative and evil and shut them down. No, she said what she had to say, because at that point she knew she was the queen. It was unequivocally so. It was not going to change, and you're not going to assert yourself over me. And it was a point of saying, now this is what you're going to do, Winston. This is, yes, you served with my father, and I'm not going to remove you. And let's take that trade-off because I could. So the fact that I could remove you, recognize your position to my position, kiss my hand, and listen to what I told you to do. Now get out and do it, because I am the queen and I reign. Pride, powerful, responsible, illuminated, determined, ebullient. Someone in high spirits, you better come on with that. Reign in your own space. Pride. We love it. We love it, Coogee. Thank you. That's my assistant provider. That's my assistant spiritual provider. Reign. Do you hear me? You have got to come to a point, and we talked about this on the other Sunday. Confidence. Confidence looks good on you. Confidence is attractive. Confidence draws people like a magnet. It's a magnetism in and of itself. I need you to come into another place. Stop holding your head down. I watched another documentary. Oh, everything in me was just crawling. All of my skin was crawling, because they were teaching the little kids, when you see a white people, especially a white man, you get off of the sidewalk and you let them come by and you bow your head down and you tip your hat. And oh no, oh, y'all about making me cuss up. No, H to the no. And some of you are still doing it. And I'm saying symbolically more than physically. And not just to white people are you having deference to them. But somebody that you think is smarter than you, somebody that you think is always up, 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 up. I'm down here, they're up there. Stop it. I need you to reign with confidence. I'll tip my hat, but you tip your hat back. How about that? Put right in destined excellence. Come on. But I'm not going to tip my hat because I think you're better than me. And I surely ain't getting off the sidewalk to let you go by. I'm going to stay my course. And if anything, I'm going to let you kiss my hand. You know how they'd announce who the people are, and they come in, and then she'd extend that hand. When she accepted them, they kiss that hand and talk about what you got to talk about. And check this out. As they said, you don't sit down and talk to the queen. Originally, she made some changes as time went along. But originally, you didn't sit down and talk to royalty because you weren't going to be there that long. You was going to cover whatever you needed to cover and get to stepping. Some of y'all letting folks entertain and take up way too much of your time. They sucking all of your oxygen out of the room. And we need to teach this to our children. Don't wait till they get grown and then try to no, when they come into this world, I see a prince and I see a young princess, and we're going to groom you for royalty until you're old enough and mature enough to reign in your own stead. But we're grooming you to reign. We're grooming you to be at the top. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, sis. I love you, girl. We're grooming you. We're grooming you for the top. We're not grooming you to be the servant. We're not grooming you to be beneath. We're not grooming you to be below. We're not grooming you to be uneducated. We're not grooming you for that. When you wake up in the morning, good morning, young lion. Good morning, young lioness. This is your kingdom. This is your jungle. This is your world. What do you desire today? And how shall we get there? Reign. I need you to reign. Stop bowing down. Stop cowering down. Roar. Oh, come on, Rebel Inc. Roar. This pride is relentless. You're going to hear us roar. We need to change some of these mentalities because some of us are still carrying and bearing the scars and the mentality of servitude. We are not slaves. I ain't nobody's slave. I don't care if it's in the church. I don't care if it's in education. I don't care if it's in government, on my job, all of these institutions, name them off. I am not a second-class citizen. I reign, and the first thing, I reign in my kingdom, in my space, in my stead. Provide radiance internally, deliver extra. Honey, this pride, come on, King Coochie, you gonna make me jump up and start shouting. Pride, this pride of lions is gonna roar. Because we reign and we know how to reign. And we're teaching our children to reign. And this is why I wanted to address yesterday and today these babies that killed their babies. We failed them, y'all. We failed them. I cannot call these two young men that killed their children babies. I can't judge them without judging myself. And I'm so serious. I'm not just saying that. I'm not just talking. Something in me says, where have we failed them? Where have we dropped the ball? Where have we missed instilling in them how to take care of a baby? They don't know how to take care of a baby. And listen, some of you parents that are trying to prove a point, You laid down and had it, you gonna raise them. I have no problem with that. But if you haven't taught your child and your grandchild how to raise a child, how do you think they're gonna raise them? You didn't teach them. Some of these, the village lost. Come on here. The village lost. Not just that mother and father. Not just that boyfriend. The village lost when those babies died. The village. And that's the way I need you to start thinking about it. Oh, thugs in the street. They got shot up and killed. Thugs in the street. They ain't nothing. The village is losing. And they are somebody. Stop saying they're not somebody. Stop acting like they're animals. They're not animals. They're somebody's son. And I bet you, I could almost bet you money. If you talk to that individual that got killed in the street, they may have been thugging and slugging to the nth degree. But if you talk to the people that were close to that person, they were human beings. And yes, King Kuji, they are a product of a village. Do you hear me talking, y'all? I cannot disassociate myself any longer from the villages. And we've got to reign in the village. We're talking about police and police brutality and all of the changes that need to come. Listen, I'm going to tell you what. Whether the police change their tactics or not, if the village changes our tactics, if the village goes about it in a different way, if the village starts coming out here, precious lives in our village, SK, if the village, listen, when I snatched a knot in that young brother, in that young lion, in that young son of mine, and told him, don't ever let me hear that come out of your mouth again, because he's a part of my village. It would be easy to say, oh, he don't care. If he don't care, I don't care. That's some of you guys' attitude. And that's why they hit the streets and die, because you won't care. Until it's your child, until it's your grandchild, until it's your son, until it's your daughter. The village is ours. It's all of ours collectively. And we must reign. And I feel like this, when we start reigning correctly, the need and the function of the police will decrease in our villages. We don't need you to come to our neighborhood. We got this. We don't need you to come in our community. We got this. What was that? Bubba Jackson's son? Was that Bubba Jackson's son? Bubba, come here. Let me talk to you. Sit down. Come here, Bubba. Child, you talking some stuff, they gonna blow your brains out. I'm trying to tell you, just like I shared my story, and it's a true story. That little brother going for bad. My mama's boyfriend said I don't have to come. With his little eyes filled up with tears, he hugged me. He hugged me. Ain't no big mamas no more. He hugged me. He didn't get bad with me. He didn't bad mouth me. He didn't cuss me out. And he probably was glad none of his friends were there so they couldn't see him crying. Because you know what my actions said to him. I care about you. And he knew it. And when his mama's boyfriend told him, you ain't got to go. You know what his mama's boyfriend told him? And he ain't stupid. His mama's boyfriend told him, you don't matter and I don't care about you. Because no adult in their right mind would tell their child, you don't have to go to get a free scholarship for a free 4-year ride to college. No parent in their right mind would say that to a child, and no mama in her right mind would let her boyfriend say it to her child. But when I snatched a knot in that boy and pulled him to the side and told him the truth about himself, And the truth about life, tears welled up. And that's where that hug came from. And every day he walk in the door, and I wasn't going to embarrass him in front of his little friends. I wasn't going to embarrass him in front of his little friends. But I'd give him that wink and let him go on about his business, because we knew what we knew. Because that's what's important, y'all. I love you too, King Coogee. I love you too. It makes a difference. And when I read the newspaper, when I read and listen to the articles on the news, I'm always hoping and praying it wasn't none of my babies. I don't want it to be anybody. But those ones that I got that special bond with for that little bit of time, I always hope and pray, Lord, don't let that be one of my babies, because I want them to make it. And I did tell some of them, when you make it, and I said this to them on purpose because I want to plant a seed in their mind. You're going to make it. When you make it, I want you to look me up and come give me your autograph, because there's greatness in you. I want you to reign. I want you to reign. I want you to reign. And so that's my word of the day. Reign. Reign. Thank you, sis. That's what it's about, Kimberly. That's what it's about. And these babies, all of them are ours, y'all. All of them. All of them. We don't have one to lose. All of them. This pride is relentless. This pride is relentless. And you're going to hear us roar. And the word of the day is reign. I hope this has helped you. I mean this with everything that's in me, because we are lions, and you're going to hear us roar. We're in it to win it. It's designed from the beginning. It was never intended that we were to be at the bottom. We're the head and not the tail. We're above only and not beneath. We're going to be the lenders and not the borrowers. Get your money right. Reign in your finances. REIGN. Reign in your finances. We got to show the love, because we all need it. Sister Kimberly, you are absolutely right. We all, my favorite line in The Color Purple, everything just wants to be love, even the color purple. And with that, we're going to wrap it up. I love y'all. I hope this has been a blessing to you, because you have definitely been a blessing to me. I enjoy this every day, being able to come in and chat with you. Oh, rain, roar. Come on, SK. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. So at the end of the day, I hope that this has blessed you in some way. This is your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. I want to appreciate you for coming in and listening to today's episode of Yes You O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. You can follow me at several locations. I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, and more. I'm all over the place, y'all. As I said, you all want to hook up at that Discord. Discord will have many of the things that you all are saying in this chat. You're going to see them in the Lion's Den. In the Lion's Den Inspiration. Go check it out, because there's good stuff that you guys are sharing all the time, and we're going to continue to share it. You can join me, Yes You, with friends every Sunday evening at 6:00 p.m. I want you to come. You'll meet Jonna, Rhonda, and Tyrone, and the Galactic Supervisor. We have great conversation together, and we just talk about everything, just like you see me here, except we do it with friends. As my friend Rhonda Royal says, if you don't deal with it, it will deal with you. And I like to always encourage you. I want you to be the change. Don't just talk about change. I need you to be the change. And then there you have it. It is us, you, me, we all. Because listen, we're in this thing together. I appreciate you for coming and being a part of Yes You O Cubed one-on-one, just me and you. And as I always like to say, peace for your journey.